Your spiritual life is as important as your physical and mental health. It is your communication, then that big, then you, and it can give you the meaning of the purpose rest. But as well as any other aspect of your life, your spiritual life needs support to prosper. Here 7 effective ways to lift your spiritual life to new level. Be useful. Life is not only in taking, but also in giving services to others. It is one of the deepest ways to establish connection with the internal soul and with the highest force in the world, which often seems absorbed by own interests. And you know in what donation magic? It not only enriches life of those to whom you help, but also fills your own life with sense and happiness. When we speak about services, it is easy to imagine donations of money. And though it is a noble act, real magic occurs when you give something invaluable, time, the skills and the compassion. Such donations have no price tag, but their value is immeasurable. Service to others helps you to open new sides of itself. It develops such qualities as compassion, empathy, and gratitude. When you give others, you actually increase the internal wealth. Do you recognize that abundance consists not in accumulation and in sharing it, and in this process you unite to what that big, then you, whether you call it God of the universe or the highest force, you realize that you are a part of big life in which each person is interconnected when you serve others. You honor this sacred communication. To be useful, it's something bigger than just actions. It is a way of life. It means to wake up every day and to wonder how I can make the world better. It means every evening to lay down, sleep, and find rest in understanding of Togo that you made the contribution, whatever insignificant it was. Why not to take this step today? Look for opportunities to serve, give, to love. They everywhere around you, service to others. It is your direct way to God of divine energy, which flows through each living being. Giving, you receive, helps and receive the help, and love, and are entangled by love. It is also a cycle of spiritual abundance, a never-ending cycle of good which enriches all to whom you touch with a definite purpose here, and a part of this purpose is in ennobling others. When you do it, you also ennoble yourself. Realize the intentions. Wonder what moves your spiritual search. Whether it is the need to feel a unification with the highest force, or perhaps it is the thirst of development, of heart radiating love and compassion. Perhaps you look for the course of life filled with the purpose and sense your intentions, this energy or fuel which helps you to move there where your soul wants to bring you. But be careful. Sometimes our intentions are not so frequent. All this is fed with emotions, of which we are not proud, such as desire that someone another failed, thirst of revenge, or desire what does not belong to you. We could call it bad fuel for your travel. To reveal these hidden or bad intentions concerning fuel, it can be difficult. They often mask strong emotions, such as fear, greed, anger, or even sense of hopelessness. The main thing is correct to distinguish the emotion standing behind intention. Experience it, but be not lost in it. Do not act. According to it, remain conscious, and look more deeply to open the hidden intention. Well, let's sort it on shelves. Let's say you feel the real anger. Instead of allowing this anger to push you to telling or making what you can regret about, stop and wonder what my true intentions standing behind this anger. Perhaps you find out that you actually envy and wish someone that it failed, that you could look better. This false intention, as soon as you define this false intention, at you will appear forces not to use it. You can make the decision, continue to realize it, without allowing it to direct you. When you do it, you create space for emergence of more positive intentions, such intentions which help you to grow and advance you on the way on which your soul wants you to go. Begin every day with understanding of Togo, what you really want at heart. Fill the travel with intentions, which correspond to a way of your soul. Think highly the intentions. Why to be content with the average level when it is possible to aspire to extraordinary? Look at it on the other hand. If you go to a spiritual travel to grow from within, why not to seek to be same wise and kind? How the saint or inspiring reverential awe as the wonder worker sounds ambitiously, isn't it? But here in what business, when you lift the intentions above you, also raise a bar of Togo that, perhaps, in your life. It does not mean that you have to strain, trying to make great miracles immediately. It is not about organizing a magic show. It is about opening for you eyes on miracles which already occur around you, one step to achievement of the big purpose is it to realize small miracles which occur every day. Perhaps it is a fine sunset? After long day children's laughter, or unexpected a helping hand when you most of all need it. Helps you to realize observations of these daily miracles. That big miracles is within reach, thinking of them as about wonderful seeds which, if to notice them and to appreciate, can grow in something bigger. Exactly here the foresight joins the game. The foresight is similar to a lens which helps you to see what could be, and not just what is when you look at the world through this prism you invite in the life, still big miracles, beginning every day with a clear idea of what you want to reach, not only in material, but also in the spiritual plan. Ask wisdom and force to approach this vision, discover the eyes on the wonders surrounding you, and be grateful for them. The more you appreciate these small miracles, the more often you appear in the center of more large-scale events. Remember, miracles do not happen just like that. They sprout from seeds of high intentions and heart of full vision. Perceive yourself as light. Sometimes seem to you that you cannot just be sated, that you constantly chase money, the power or pleasures to fill emptiness, which you feel this feeling of insufficiency, like a dark cloud inside, and it is created in your deceiving you, forcing to think that you are powerless or disabled. But here, in what a secret, this dark cloud cannot eclipse light, which naturally is present in you. All you need to do is to distinguish this light and to allow it to shine more brightly. Present yourself from the saint as two candles. The candle of the saint can burn more brightly and above, but both of you are made of one match, and wax in both of you there is light. The difference consists not available light, and in its brightness. The saint learned to allow this light to shine so brightly that it lights away with another. You have same light perhaps, now it is only flash, but it has a potential to turn into a storming flame, as to increase brightness of your internal light. Begin with Togo that perceive yourself as a light source, but not as its shortcoming. When you chase external things to feel complete, take a step back and remind yourself that I am already complete, I light. When you see yourself such, you begin to change the energy surrounding you. You will find out that you do not need to chase things anymore to fill emptiness. Light in you fills it naturally when you perceive yourself as light. Shadows, doubts, need, and inadequacy begin to disappear. You will understand soon that you need no things to become the full-fledged person. Your completeness proceeds from internal light, and then more you concentrate in this world, that it becomes brighter, directing you on your spiritual travel. We often hear such phrases, how all of us are connected, or all of us are uniform, brown. But what it actually means? It means that the same light which you found in yourself shines, and in each other person in the world, which pays much attention to distinctions. Vision of this light in other people can change rules of the game for your spiritual growth. It is easy to judge other people on their acts or words. You can think how they could act this way, or they should know better. But here, of what it is necessary to think, each person is guided in life on the basis of the own level of understanding, or Togo, that we can call it consciousness level, that if instead of condemning others, you remind yourself that they do everything possible, using the knowledge. It does not mean that you have to agree with what they do or tell. It simply means that you recognize that in them there is light too, even if at present it seems dim or hidden in the world where it is too easy to find a negative. Be that person who sees the hidden light. It is like to tell, I see to you good. Become that who understands that as well as all of you, the others are on the way to allowing the light to shine more brightly. When you do it, you not only light an own way, but also light ways of those who surround you. Forgive yourself. Life is the roller coaster filled with take-off and falling by turns, and let's be honest, nobody rides this roller coaster. Ideally, all of us make mistakes, whether it be a rough word which we would like to take back, the lie which was easier than the truth, or to give in to temptation. All of us pass through this main thing, not to reproach ourselves with these mistakes, and to forgive ourselves. You are defined not that you fell, and that you got up again. One spiritual teacher described the ideal pupil once how Togo, who constantly stumbles but never falls in it, And the essence forgiveness when you forgive yourself consists. You recognize, what are you doing? All possible taking into account the present level of understanding, you create space for training and growth. You tell yourself, I spoiled everything, but it does not mean that I spoiled everything. I study. It not justification of the repeating mistakes, and it is rather a confirmation of Togo that you are constantly improved sense of guilt or presses regrets on you. But forgiving itself, you develop the love relations with the most important person in the life, which you are. And when you love yourself, it becomes easier to love others. Remember, light in you, attachment to regrets and sense of guilt dulls this color. Forgiveness does life brighter again. Next time when you feel that you stumble, forgive yourself. Do not allow yesterday's mistakes to eclipse today's light. You do everything that in your forces, and guess that your efforts allow the internal spirit to direct you easily, quite enough to get to circulation of a stress, concern, and need to control each trifle. We often think that we have to have answers to all questions and that if we are not alert constantly, everything will collapse. But that if there is other way, it is a way which not only brings the world, but also opens doors for opportunities of which we did not even dream. This way is in allowing the internal spirit to take the initiative. It does not mean that you cease to care for others or become irresponsible. It means that you believe that there is more powerful force directing you on the correct way. It means refusal of need to control each aspect of the life at the micro level and to allow events to develop as to them it is intended. Whether you see a voice which speaks to you constantly to control a situation, often is voice of fear. It is a voice which does not trust the natural course of life. But there is also other voice more silent, which speaks with love and trust. It is voice of your internal spirit, which speaks to you to relax and open to new opportunities. The future is not cut on a stone. We have a force to form it, but we also have to leave the place for unexpected blessings. To have plans, it is normal, but it is not less important to be to flexible and open variables. Sometimes what we resisted to appears the hidden treasure which we looked for all this time. As you allow the Spirit to direct you, begin with intention. Wake up every day and establish the intention to be open for the management of your internal spirit. Tell yourself, today I choose to trust. I decided to get rid of concern and control and to allow the Spirit to direct me. It is so simple and so reformative. You hear not just like that, you hear to live. You like to learn completeness of life in all its miracles and difficulties. So relax, trust in the Spirit, and allow it to conduct you forward. I hope that today you learned something. I with pleasure would read your thoughts in the section of comments and also share this video with your relatives who perhaps will want to hear it. Let God will bless you today and always.